My name is Osei-Frimpong, and I support Bernie Sanders because he is the only candidate running on a federal job guarantee. The policy of a federal job guarantee gets at a fundamental problem in America. Our democracy was simply never built for employees. The idea that you can be free and self-determining in America without a job is a joke. So you need a secure source of income to be free in America, and the private labor market has never absorbed stigmatized communities, including black communities, at fair wages and working conditions. A federal job guarantee democratizes civil society. You cannot be a free civilian in a market-based civil society without a recognized stake as a producer. And that's why a federal job guarantee gets at the unfinished business of the U.S. Constitution. There's a lot of talk about how the nation's founders restricted the vote to white property-owning men and how that was racist and sexist, but it was rationally classist because only landed gentry and independent professionals were the ones who were socially secure enough to enable political independence. So you need to be socially independent in order to enable political independence. You need to be socially independent in order to enable political independence. That means we need to secure this independence through securing employment. We've never had a democracy that was designed for the political empowerment of employees. And that's why the initial Congress was made up of landed gentry and independent professionals, and the current Congress is overwhelmingly made up of landed gentry and independent professionals. When you secure people a job, you're securing their civil independence, which is a condition of securing their political independence. In a speech released the week after he was assassinated, MLK called for a federal job guarantee. Coretta Scott King called for a federal job guarantee. The U.S. Constitution is incomplete because it never secured the independence of employees, and any advanced economy needs employees. When the founders extended suffrage only to property-owning white men, it wasn't just racist and sexist. One of the major worries was that employees were not sufficiently civically independent to govern as free citizens. They would always be dependent on their employers. A civilian is someone who operates in civil society outside of the military. Primary designation as civilians is our jobs. A $15 minimum wage may be a good start, but you have to remember the minimum wage is always zero if you can't get a recognized job. Now, I think that in a well-ordered world, the public option for employment would start at $22 an hour. But at this stage, it's enough to talk about the federal job guarantee as simply age-appropriate social security. We secure education for the young as a matter of right. We provide employment for the working age as a matter of right. And we secure the retirement for those who would like to retire as a matter of right. Elder care, child care, deferred maintenance. Look, there's enough rural maintenance to be done in the American South for the next 50 years of a job guarantee. And if it were up to me, every person at the age of 70 would receive a visit from a videography team that would take their life story for a 2.5-hour interview, maybe set over 2 visits. And then we would store that life story in the Library of Congress. And that would be our cultural archive and reserve. And having an archive of every person who made it to the age of 70 would be a boon for our cultural archive. And it would just be stored there, easily searchable in the Library of Congress. Being part of that videography team would be an excellent idea for a federal job. So you have to understand that a federal job guarantee is simply fulfilling the unfinished business of securing freedom for Americans. And our failure to make good on this job guarantee is the reason why these numbers haven't increased in 50 years. Right? We've never been serious about securing freedom for employees, and this disproportionately paralyzes black communities in the United States. Lastly, there are only a handful of race-neutral programs that will actually do anything to close the racial wealth gap. Baby bonds is one of them, and a federal job guarantee is the other. If you have any questions about that, check out the first footnote on page 8 of this report, Umbrellas Won't Make It Rain. Thank you for your time. I hope you too support Bernie Sanders, and I'll talk to you at another time.